Hi everyone, my name is Jenna and welcome to my channel Divine Direction. In this video, we are going to be looking at the messages for the month of August for the sign of Cancer. Now Cancer, your spread, I actually meant to do it earlier and then I was too tired. So I just kept the spread out, but when I had it out, it's like I couldn't read it, and I don't know if it was I was just too tired, but I wasn't seeing things clearly, I guess. If you could interpret it like that. And my guides say, yes, we do. And then, so today I started like arranging them, and it's like the way that I had them, things fit perfectly into place. And even though I couldn't fully interpret it, there were pieces that were starting to make sense and come together, which I think is an overall big message for you. I do feel that this is a message for me too, which is part of the reason. They're saying a little bit of why I couldn't interpret it, because I think this is a message I need to hear today. Whatever it may be, I just have this feeling. Okay, so when I was waiting to do your video today, my guide said, basically, we'll say it a little more eloquently as we get into it, but it's like you have the tools to be able to do this, whatever this is that you're working towards. So don't doubt yourself. Again, they're saying you have the ability and the capacity to move in whatever direction that you want to, and they're saying, and that's enough channeling, let's get into the reading. So the first thing that really struck me about your reading, Cancer, was on the bottom of the deck. So they had me cut the deck. Sometimes they have me do that, most of the time I don't, but they had me cut the deck, and you have the wish card. And it says, make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. I love that. And then you also had the surprises card. So under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. I'm not really focusing on the bottom part, but wish and surprises. I love that. I absolutely love that for you. So I do feel that things are going to start coming towards you if they haven't already. And we are working towards our goals, which is wonderful. Okay, so where do I want to start? So you have the Child Divine card in reverse, and below it, you have the King of Cups. To me, this is talking about healing your childhood traumas or working through them, really being the master of your emotions. That's what I'm taking from there, with water being signifying emotions and it being the King of Cups. And to me, it looks like he's floating. He's floating on water. Like, he's got this, right? They've showed me that before. Somebody just standing on water and not sinking or anything, but just standing. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this, Cancer. It's like you've got your emotions under control. Doesn't mean you don't get upset, but I feel that you can snap back quickly. But you also have this awareness, they're saying, of what's bothering you and why, right? So tracing it back. Okay, my guys are saying tracing it back to childhood, you're doing that, right? You're understanding why, or even tracing it back to something that may have reminded you of the situation, right? So the situation that you could be in, you get upset, but even though you know that you really shouldn't be upset, like the person didn't mean any harm in this, but it reminds you of this other time when someone was a little more malicious or something that hurt you deeply, okay? So that's what I'm really seeing there. You also have the pathway underneath that, and to me the pathway is talking about being on your path, right? They want me to say that it's a 35 on the card. So to me, 3 plus 5 is 8, and that is abundance. So speaking about abundance here. They're being very chatty today. Like, it's like they're giving me all this information. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is going on here? Because normally they want me to kind of do my thing, even though they're helping me. So that's interesting. You are receiving more help. We'll see where that comes up, but that's what they're kind of saying here. Okay, and they're kind of giving me the vibes of, like, obviously you're always receiving help for your angels and guides, and I feel that now you know to listen to your how to listen to your intuition more, and also to ask for help when you need it in that case. But also they're bringing my attention to this card that says spend time with friends. I feel that people who are really going to help you in your life in some way, shape, or form are coming in. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, I feel. Okay, so I'm also seeing, so I take the engineer card. To me, he's got all this stuff behind him. It looks like he's overthinking, right? I feel that we have moved away, sorry. They're like, correct yourself, Jenna. Correct yourself. We're moving away from that overthinking. And also, with the Four of Cups in reverse, I'm kind of getting it as like, especially that overthinking of, is this the universe telling me to do this? Was this a sign? Is this the way that I'm supposed to be going? And they're saying, exactly, Jenna, we're moving away from that. We've moved away from that. There's no more of, this job opportunity popped up. Oh, is that the universe telling me to take it? But then deep down inside, I don't really want to take it. That was me. I'm like, I knew they were going to call me out on this. They've been calling me out in a lot of these readings. It's funny. In this reading, I don't really feel like myself. I don't feel like myself. Like, my voice feels weird. I feel like I sound tired and groggy. But what they kind of made me feel, it's like you are yourself, but you're kind of coming into your own and discovering who you are right now. So if some of you feel off, okay, yeah. All right, yeah. With the Avenger card, he's got a little mask on. To me, it looks a little mysterious. That's the vibe I'm getting, is we don't fully understand who we are yet, right? This whole process, like they talked about being a rebirth. On July 1st, which is Canada Day where I live, my neighbor had fireworks, so I went out to watch them. And while I was watching them, my guide said, "Happy birthday." And they weren't talking about Canada. They were talking about me, and what I knew they meant was happy rebirth, because they said we've all gone through this rebirth, right? So they're saying it does take time, because I was tired, I didn't know what to do, and they're saying, Jenna, when babies are born, they sleep a lot, right? They need to maybe regain their strength or what have you. And that's kind of the vibes that they're giving me. It's like, it's okay to rest right now if some of you are feeling that way, and it might be really frustrating, because that's how I feel. I feel that, okay, let's get on with this. I've been waiting. I feel that I've been waiting for decades for my life to begin. And they say it is beginning, Jenna. It already has begun. But, if you need to rest, you need to rest. And they're saying that rest in this case, oh yeah, because we do have the rest card. Okay? They're saying rest in this case doesn't necessarily mean that we have to sleep. If you're not feeling like that, that's okay. They're saying it could be sitting outside in your favorite patio chair, resting, or even in this case, the vibes that I'm kind of getting is like clearing our mind. Yeah, because we have the Nine of Swords, right? We're moving away, and we've said that we talked about this. just before this, moving away from all of that clutter in our mind, they're saying. Moving away from that. Should I take the job? Well, if I don't feel like it, then I'm not going to take the job. But clearing our minds now to figure out what it is that we truly want. And they want to bring my attention again to the mask, right? Even though he has the cutout holes for his eyes, he's not seeing things as clearly, okay? My guides have told me, like, epiphanies galore, Jenna. There's going to be epiphanies galore. And there have been. There have been epiphanies coming up that make me start to see things differently, see things more clearly, and that may shift where it is that you want to go in life, what it is that you want to do. I'm not getting like a huge shift, no, but definitely some sort of influence there. Missing pieces of the puzzle, they're saying, yeah. There's missing pieces of the puzzle that are coming together, right? And even on the 9 of Swords card, to me, the handles all together look like they're weaving. So as I said at the beginning of this, where it's like the puzzle pieces are coming together, or things came together like they were in alignment together and I didn't even realize it, right? All the meetings. With the weaving, I feel that all of these, like your experiences, your passions, everything is weaving together, and it's going to create something that you never even anticipated. So it can be really frustrating right now. It really can, because I know I'm frustrated. I'm like, okay, well, I could go in this direction, but I feel that there's something maybe bigger for me. Do I take that step or not? Right? And they're saying, yeah, you're still going to have those. You're going to still have those moments, but they're saying clarity is what you need there. So maybe there's missing pieces of information if you're not sure whether to step forward still on your path. Something that maybe you have already been focused on. There could be missing pieces of the puzzle. And they're saying, you know, if you did step forward on it, it's not a huge deal. You know, it's not like it's going to be a big life changer, because if this is destined to happen, then it's going to happen, right? Yeah, they're making me feel like you're going to be having a light bulb moment soon. Definitely a light bulb moment. Movement? Okay, they had me almost say movement. Light bulb movement. But they're saying don't put those two together. But that light bulb oh gosh. I cannot speak today. I feel like I'm losing my voice. They're saying that light bulb moment is going to cause you movement. Okay? So if you feel that there's missing pieces, or you don't have all the information yet, or you're still unsure, you can ask your angels and guides to help you. But they're saying don't worry, it's coming. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. I have no idea why I'm losing my voice. They say, we'll get to that, Jenna. We'll get to that. Okay. I also don't feel as peppy. You know, normally I'm like super loud and yeah. I'm not feeling that today. So I apologize, Cancer. But maybe that's probably because you're not feeling like that. Okay, so it's interesting. You have the Judgment card and the Adjudication card. So the Adjudication card to me is talking about waiting for, basically waiting for information, waiting for an answer. This has to do with communication. Yeah, this has to do with communication for sure. And I feel a little better in my throat right now. We're waiting for communication on something. This could be hearing about a job. This could be just waiting for information from your angels and guides. You know, it could be so many different things. But I do get the sense that we are waiting right now. This is a period of waiting. And they say there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. they said, like, if you keep going steady, 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 you're missing out on some wonderful things, and you get so busy that you miss out on the signs that they are giving you. So another reason for the Four of Cups to be in reverse, right? Okay, what they're also kind of having me interpret this as before in the past, where we've maybe asked for help or wanted help, and Spirit has kind of given us what we wanted, but then we're like, should I do this? Should I apply for this job? What should I do? And then it was too late. Yeah. I had a feeling they were going to talk about this briefly, because I was like, oh yeah, they're talking about me right now, because that's what I would do. They're like, tell them the story, Jenna. So many years ago, I used to work in HR, in human resources, in the office at a store, a big box store. And I loved that position. I loved working with people. When I left, I left to go do something else. But anyways, this job opportunity came up at another place, and it was for HR. And I applied, but at the same time, I was so nervous to get the job because I doubted my abilities to do so, that I kind of thought, well, I kind of hope I don't get it. And they're like, yeah. So you kind of psyched yourself out there. Not saying that you all do that, but they're like, this is an example of the universe giving us an opportunity that we were asking for, and then, you know, chickening out. They're showing me this one, going back to our comfort zone. Like, okay, no. And that held me back for a long time. I mean, not as much right now, but to the point where I could only ever see myself working in retail because that's all I've ever done. Meanwhile, other jobs came up that maybe I was qualified for, and they're saying, or overqualified for. I don't agree with that at all. They're like, we know. But I wouldn't apply for it, or I would do the same thing where I'd apply and then wish that I didn't get it because, yeah, I was scared. And they're saying you limited yourself a lot. So they're saying we can blame the universe all we want for certain things. Me included. I was just like, can I not catch a break? But I was the one doing it to myself, right? They're saying kind of. Like, there is a bit of it that, in some cases, not that one, but in some cases, things don't work out for you for a reason. And that's helping to put you on your pathway. So, for example, my past relationship didn't work out because I needed to, I wouldn't have been happy with it, but I needed to see that I deserved more for myself, and that I wanted more, not only in the relationship, but in my life, to put me on the path. So they say there are destined events, or there are interferences that they make to make sure that certain things don't happen. They're saying, like, moving, right? I already talked about this in another video, but I live in Ontario, and I moved out to Alberta, and it didn't end up working out for me. It's beautiful out there, but I wasn't happy, and they said, because you weren't supposed to be there, honey. So, you know, things had happened to make sure that you didn't leave the area, because there's a very specific reason why I am here. Whereas other people, maybe where they need to be is another country or another city or whatever, and maybe the job that you have in your current one doesn't work out so that you can go to the other one, right? But anyways, they're saying, like, destined events. That's a different thing. Okay, yeah. Definitely throwing me under the bus this time. So we have the Pioneer card in reverse, and we also have the Three of Swords. I'm interpreting this as maybe holding ourselves back from entering relationships, or pushing people away because of insecurities. I'm smiling because they're talking to me in a way in this one for sure. Pushing people away because of insecurities, because of fears, right? So with my life, like, I've never really been in a real relationship. I've never been in a long-term relationship. So if somebody really liked me, I wouldn't fully believe that they would like me, and I would push them away to the point where it's like, no, this isn't gonna happen. Yeah. But they said, what are you doing now, Jenna? You're not doing that anymore. No. Now I'm being more open and honest about my insecurities and my feelings. So if I'm dating someone, I'm telling them about it, and, you know, at least they know, right? Instead of just me acting strangely and then, like, pushing them away and not talking to them anymore. But they say, like, that's, you know, that's what we're doing now. We're doing things differently. And they're reminding me of, I think it's the Taurus reading that I did. We're taking a new approach on things, okay? A new approach towards working towards our wishes, our goals, our dreams. A new approach in relationships. A new approach in friendships. Okay? Some of us may have been dreaming for friendships, but they're saying, okay, we're not yelling at you for this one, guys, but when it comes to trying to find friends that fit with us, right? That resonate with us, that soul tribe, hard to find when we're trying to blend in with the others, right? Again, calling me out because I've definitely, like, that's what I've done my whole life. Whereas, and they said, well, what started happening, Jenna, when you started to be a little bit more open about what you like and what you want in your life? That's when people who I resonate more with started to come in. And, like, not a lot of them right now. I mean, I don't really leave the house that often to meet people yet. And they're saying, like, another thing that has been holding you back, Jenna. But they're saying, now that I'm being more open and honest about who I am, not that I was really lying, but you know how we hide aspects of ourselves to kind of blend in so we don't face rejection or criticism, judgment, and that sort of thing. That's basically what I was doing. So I was kind of, a lot of the times, like, the silent friend that just kind of hung out because I didn't feel that I fit in at all. But now I can talk about, you know, I have friends that I can talk to about my tarot reading and my beliefs and that sort of thing. And it's been amazing, actually. There's deeper connections there, they're saying. So even if we do have friendships, if we're not being our true selves and we're not feeling that we're being understood, it can be lonely. It can be really lonely. So in that case, we start blaming ourselves, right? Like, oh, I'll never fit in. I'll never have friends because of whatever happened in the past. Like, you never felt those deep connections. I thought that I was terrible at making connections. They're like, no, you're not. You weren't being yourself, right? You weren't opening up to the capacity that you are now and that you will continue to be, right? So if you've been having difficulties in relationships, romantic or with friendships or even with your family, when you open up more, which I'm sure you have maybe started to, even if it's in tiny bits, it makes a big difference, right? So there's a lot of things that have held us back from moving forward. So as my guide said, you have the tools to be able to move forward towards your dreams and to be, do, or have whatever it is that you desire. If you want those friends, if you want that relationship, if you want that job, whatever it is, you have the tools to do it, Cancer. What has been holding us back will hold us back no longer. All right? They're saying, nay, nay, that will not happen. And they say, why won't it happen, Jenna? So I've been saying this. So fears can really hold us back. But now my biggest fear is staying where I am and not being able to move forward. That's been a fear of mine before. But now that these other fears have come up for me to acknowledge them, they still might be there, but they're smaller, right? So my fear of staying stagnant is bigger than my fear of maybe going up and talking to people, because I had social anxiety. I still have a little bit, but my fear there is so much smaller than my fear of staying where I am. And you might relate with this too. Please let me know if you are. They're also saying like we are vibrating at a higher level, at a higher frequency. We are being kinder to ourselves, and we are starting to see what we are truly capable of. They're saying like you might not fully understand what you're fully capable of now, but you acknowledge that you can move far in your life if you just believe in yourself, if you ask your angels and guides for help, and if you just stay focused on your dreams, right? So I love that. With these two cards together, the night and day, they're saying it is like night and day, isn't it? I feel that we've moved from having a lot of darkness. To me, that's more of like our shadow selves, our shadow work, our childhood traumas, our insecurities and fears, all of those things holding us back, to having like maybe only a little cloud, right? And they're saying, what do clouds do, Jenna? When the wind comes, they move on. So you might have a bad day, you might feel sad, you might get upset about something, but what does it do? It doesn't hang around. It doesn't hang around anymore. It's like, whew, gone, okay? I definitely noticed this, like I've had people upset me, and I wasn't even that upset, to be honest. I was just like, really? Okay. And, you know, I might think about it a little bit throughout the day, but then it's gone. It's like, whatever. You know, I'm not wasting my time anymore dwelling on situations that really have no business being in my life right now. I could care less. So moving on. You have the White Witch card, so be the light. To me, again, with the darkness, this is you not only being more positive, but this is you spreading your light, your love. No matter what happens in your life, you're still being that beacon of light. They're saying, even though we say like you're being the beacon of light and you're spreading love and everything, doesn't mean that you can't get angry, doesn't mean that you can't stand up for yourself, but you're learning that balance too, right? Which is really helping you to move forward. So we're shedding that old skin, right? Shedding that skin and moving forward. Okay, so you have be graceful in movement and action, and you also have the make plans and focus, okay? To me, this is talking about those wishes, right? What is it that you want? So again, there's nothing wrong with taking some time to rest. They're saying and rejuvenate, but also to figure out what it is that you truly want. As I said, like I am really like, okay, I really need to get on this. I need to move forward. I need to do this. But for some reason, and there's one thing that I'm like, I know what I could do, but I'm holding back. And I'm just like, I want more than what it is that I'd be moving towards, but I could use that as a stepping stone. I'm not sure, right? And they're saying it's okay. Again, it's okay to just put pause on something until you're sure. But they're saying, yes, at some point, do you need to make a move? Yeah. But that's why we take this time to figure out what our plans are so that we can start moving towards that. It's better to have a plan. They're saying for the day, but I don't know. Basically, it's better to have a strategy or a plan in place if you're working towards something that you want, right? And they're saying it doesn't have to be okay, I've got to do this to be able to be this or to do this or to have this. If you want, what's an example? If you want to manifest a house, right? You don't need to have a big long list of the to-dos. But you do need to know, okay, where is it that I want to live? How do I want to feel in the house? How do I want to decorate it? What features do I want it to have? Like, does the kitchen have a dishwasher? Does it have an island? Are there 2 bathrooms? Making sure that you know what it is that you want. And they're saying you don't have to like map out the whole house or anything. They're like, please don't do that. But if there's specific things that you want, think about that and write that down, okay? When my parents and I were planning on moving, so what they were doing, so they kind of had like an idea of how much in mind that they wanted to spend, right? So I was searching for houses up this way, for them because they were busy at work. I just finished school, so I was at home, and so I was looking. And it's funny because with the 3 of us, so my dad had certain things that he wanted that I thought would be impossible. My mom had a couple of things that she wanted, and I had a couple of things that I thought would be cool, but I mean, it's not my house, right? So there was one house that was kind of like how we wanted it, but it was way too far out. So I was really disappointed. My parents ended up not getting it, but this house that we're in now, it had the things that my dad wanted. My dad wanted a place to park his trailer. He wanted a garage, like a big garage. My mom wanted a covered porch. She'd always wanted a big covered porch and a couple of other things. And I wanted like my own bathroom and my own space. So a few of the places had like a finished bedrooms downstairs and wanted my own space. We all got exactly what we wanted, and the price that it was at was way lower than some of the other houses that we had looked at that were out of date. They were like more 70s decor, whereas this house was only 10 years old. Okay? So they're saying, we gave a little bit more information in this story, but if you are wanting a house, be specific in what you want. I didn't write that stuff down. And they're saying, no, you didn't even really ask for it either. To me, I always I ask for it just to be safe. But there's many things that I've manifested without even asking for them. But they're saying, but you were very specific and focused on trying to find exactly what it is that you're wanting. And they're saying, Jenna, why do we keep mucking up your words? Because you're kind of like mucking things up, but only a little bit. What do we tell you? So they tell me that there's more power in intention than perfection. So focus more on the intention than the perfection. All right. So that's for some of you, a message for some of you that may feel that, okay, so if you're doing like the 5x55 method of manifestation, right? What if you missed a day? So 5x55 is like writing out your desire 55 times for 5 days. So every day you write it out 55 times. There's so many different methods, but they're like, how obsessed were you trying to make sure that you got what you wanted? It didn't work out for me. But again, different methods work out for other people. Meanwhile, all you were doing for the house was looking for whatever it is that you wanted. And being open about it. Like, I never asked for it. So they're saying the intention, your intention is more powerful than you think. That is one of the tools that you have. So set those intentions, and you can be clear about them. You don't have to be super clear. I remember when I was at school, at the beginning, so the first semester we needed $500 to pay them to be able to secure our timetable and to receive it. So I thought we had to do so second semester. So I just thought, okay, I need $500 to be able to do that. I never asked the universe or anything. All of a sudden I get a $500 check in the mail from my school. And it was because I was a first-time student. I got a bursary. And I'm like, whoa! And I didn't even need it for that. So it came at the perfect time because I was able to use it to buy Christmas presents. But they're saying exactly, like, you didn't fully ask for it, but you had the intention that you desired it, okay? So they're saying, try not to be so perfect with these manifestation techniques. If something feels right for you or has worked for you in the past, continue to do so. But they're like, honestly, John, like, don't focus so much on, okay, I gotta make this happen, so how am I gonna do that? Okay, I'm gonna write down these. I was saying manifestations like 200 times a day, like a year ago, and nothing came true. And they're like, well, we kind of stepped in there, but we're trying to make a point. But still, I didn't like doing it, so it didn't work for me. And they're saying, exactly. So every single thing in your life, Cancer, if something doesn't feel right, if you don't like it, don't do it, right? I mean, sure, there's aspects of things that we need to do, but they're like, even with eating healthy or exercise, you can always find something that you enjoy more, right? This is what we're talking about. Getting out of our heads. So if we want something to happen in our lives and manifesting, you might really enjoy visualization. You might enjoy going on Pinterest and pinning things together. So if there's a certain house that you want or a house that you like, putting that together if you're decorating your bedroom. If there's a certain way of life that you want to have or a certain wardrobe that you want, like, if that works for you, pin it and try to imagine yourself in that. I've done that where I actually manifested I manifested a coat that I really wanted many years ago, and I never thought that I could find it, and I found it for $30. It was on sale, and it was the exact same coat that this girl was wearing in this photo that I put on my vision board, okay? For some of you, you might play like the I love game, that's what I call it. I love when I'm sitting on my front porch, looking out at the water and drinking my coffee. I love this, and then you kind of get those feelings in. They're saying feelings are really important. Your intention is very powerful. And they're saying, and that's all we're going to say, because different methods are going to work for different people, right? So if you make the plans, if you set that intention and you focus on keeping that, there's no stopping you. Because before we may have thought about what we wanted, but then settled for less because it was easier to find. Yeah. So the comparison that they're giving me is with the house. So the first house that I really wanted that we didn't end up getting because it was too far, I was upset. I was really upset because I thought that that was the perfect house and we needed that one. And there wouldn't be another one. But there was one way, like, better, cheaper, well-built. They're saying a younger house. only 10 years old. And then our neighbors are awesome. It's in a nice quiet place. It's just like the perfect house, right? For our family, my family. So don't settle. If you find something and it's like almost perfect, but you feel that something's missing, then trust your instincts, okay? Okay. Yes. So when you decide what it is that you want, you can ask your angels and guides. Again, like, you don't necessarily have to with manifestations. I always like to. That's what makes me feel better. It's like I've communicated with them that this is what I want. And they're saying you can communicate from the heart too, but again, different people are going to want to do different things, and that's perfectly okay. And then they'll send you ideas for action. So what I did when I was looking for the house was I set up searches, and I saved searches so that they just emailed me. And that's how I got that house. It was just up that day, and there was there's so much interest in it, but everything worked out perfectly so that my family got that house, okay? All right, so they want me to say, now we are taking movement towards those wishes, those dreams, okay? So whereas before, maybe we have held ourselves back because we didn't think we were worthy of it, we didn't think it could happen, we didn't think it was possible for us, whatever the reason, now, or fear, fear is a big one, now we know, okay, I'm ready for this, let's take that step, let's move towards this, right? So when those intuitive nudges come up, right? And they want me to bring my attention and your attention to the surprise card, because be ready to be surprised. And just in my story about how we got the house, there was a lot of surprises. There was a lot of things that ended up working out in our favor. And I never would have thought we would have ended up with a house like this. Never. And they said, surprise! Okay, Cancer? So for some of you, this is definitely going to be finding work that you love, or you might be doing things that you love right now, even if it's just working on a passion that you're not making money from. That could lead to something. The vibe that I'm kind of getting, especially with the community card with it, it's like you might have just started your business, or you might have a small business, and then one person finds whatever it is that you're making, or they enjoy your services, and they tell another person and another person, and all of a sudden, like, everyone shows up. Okay? I saw a message, or I saw like a story on Instagram where a man just opened a donut shop, but nobody was coming. So somebody posted on social media, like, come to this guy's donut shop, like, he's a little upset, and nobody came. And then a bunch of people came, and they sold out all of their food. There's a lot of stories like that. And they're saying exactly, surprise! So they're saying, don't tell me that you cannot do things anymore, or that you are not capable. Especially if you've got, they're saying self-love, determination, focus, and us. And they're like, and us on your side, okay? So I absolutely love that. And they're saying, listen to your heart, Cancer. And they're saying, Jenna, listen to your heart this time. If it feels right, move forward. If you're not sure, pause and take some time. And if it doesn't feel right, let it go. Okay? Listen to that intuition. All right, Cancer? So I love this message for you and for me. You have the tools to be able to do this. All right? I love this so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful month of August and beyond. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thanks, you Cancer. Bye.